Let me tell you something that's blowing my mind right now. A.J. Minter, one of the most reliable left-handed relievers in baseball, is packing his bags for Minnesota. But here's the kicker: this isn't just a random trade. It's a calculated move that says a lot about where both teams are at. The Mets are giving up 2 prospects, and honestly, I think that's a gamble. Why? Because Minter's not just any pitcher. He's a guy who's been in the postseason, won a World Series, and had a 2.88 ERA in October. That's elite stuff. But here's what people don't realize: he's coming off a brutal injury. A torn lat muscle, surgery, and a year-long recovery. And even now, his velocity isn't where it used to be. So what's the Twins getting? A rental with playoff experience but questionable long-term value. Personally, I think this trade highlights how desperate teams get when they're chasing a title. The Twins are contenders, and they probably see Minter as a short-term fix. But the Mets? They're probably using this as a way to dump a contract and get young talent. What makes this really interesting is the timing. Minter's back healthy now, but his stuff isn't the same. If he can't pitch like he used to, is this a win for Minnesota? Or is this just another example of teams overpaying for proven performers? I mean, the Mets gave him $22 million over 2 years, and now they're getting rid of him for 2 prospects. One thing that immediately stands out is how quickly the market values change. A year ago, Minter was a top reliever. Now, he's a guy with a nagging injury and a fading fastball. This raises a deeper question: how much do we trust a pitcher's bounce-back ability after a major injury? Because if Minter can't replicate his past success, the Twins might be stuck with a guy who's not the same. But if he can, this could be a steal. What many people don't realize is that the Twins aren't just buying a pitcher, they're buying a specific role. Minter's left-handedness and playoff pedigree make him valuable in tight games. But if the Mets are moving on, maybe they're admitting they can't rely on him anymore. From my perspective, this trade feels like a microcosm of modern baseball. Teams are always trading high-profile players for prospects, hoping to rebuild or chase a title. But the risk is huge. If Minter flops, the Twins lose a chunk of their budget. If he thrives, they gain a playoff weapon. What this really suggests is that baseball's free agent market is more volatile than ever. Players are moving around like pieces on a chessboard, and teams are constantly betting on the next big thing. A detail I find fascinating is that Minter's injury happened just as he signed a big contract. That's a nightmare scenario for any player. It's like signing a deal, getting hurt, and then trying to prove you're still worth it. And yet, here he is, back in the game. If you take a step back and think about it, this trade isn't just about Minter. It's about how teams value experience versus youth, how injuries reshape careers, and how a single moment can change a player's entire trajectory. The real story here isn't just the names involved, it's the larger trend of how baseball is evolving. And honestly, I can't wait to see how this plays out.